I had turned off the highway, and now all I could see were trees, dirt roads, and silence. The house was in a rural part of Texas. People had told me not many lived out here. I needed solitude, and that very solitude led me to this house. My name is Patrick. I'm a writer. When I found the listing online, something about the ad felt off. The house looked beautiful, but one line haunted me more than the others. Tenant must strictly follow all the house rules. Violations will not be tolerated. And beneath that, rules are not a joke. I assumed it was just some old landlord trying to keep things in order. But I was wrong. Very wrong. I reached the door and instantly felt a cold shiver down my neck, but the wind wasn't blowing. The door was closed, but locked. The key worked via a phone app. It was a digital system. As soon as I unlocked it, the door creaked open by itself. Inside, total darkness, but something felt like it was calling me in. Not welcoming, warning. That night, while unpacking, I found an old diary placed neatly on the dining table, covered in dust, but as if someone had just set it down. There was a note on top. Read these rules every day before 7 a.m. Follow them. Breaking even one opens a door, and not all doors lead to heaven. I chuckled. Creepy landlords, I muttered. Inside, the diary read, do not go into the backyard after dark. Never open the basement door, no matter what sounds you hear from behind it. If the phone rings at exactly 2:33 a.m., do not answer. Every Thursday at 10 p.m., do not look at anyone in the living room, even if it looks like you. I closed the diary and laughed. Someone has a twisted sense of humor, I said, but my heart was beating faster. That night, it stole my laughter. At 2:33 a.m., I saw the phone screen light up. Caller ID unknown. I froze, stared at it. Then I remembered. Rule number 3. If you answer, something leaves or something arrives. I ignored the call, but the next moment I heard a woman scream from inside the house. Not a human scream, something primal. A scream that belonged to fear itself. It was coming from the basement. I locked the door, turned on every light, but each bulb began to flicker. Then a voice, right next to my ear. You were going to break the rule, but we came first. The next morning I woke up, but with a deep unease in my chest. The house looked normal, but that diary, that scream, that phone call, it all felt too real to be a dream. I went to the kitchen, made coffee, and picked up the diary again. A new page had opened, one I hadn't seen before. You survived your first night, but this is only the beginning. Starting today, you are under observation. Below were new rules. Check every mirror in the house every morning. If you see something extra in your reflection, don't make eye contact. If the postman delivers something but doesn't ask for your name, don't take it. If you hear drums from the woods behind the house, start reading from the Bible and hide inside. I flipped through every page, everyone filled with warnings written in different handwriting. At 11 a.m., I went to the bathroom and noticed something terrifying. My reflection was frozen. I had moved, but it hadn't. It kept staring at me, and then it smiled. I instantly looked away and ran out of the room. There was a shadow in the corner of the hallway, but as soon as I looked directly at it, it vanished. This was a place where the rules didn't follow time. Something else ruled here, where every corner wasn't waiting for you, but for your mistake. The third afternoon, the doorbell rang. An old man looked like a postman, but his eyes had no color. Pure white. He held a brown package, no name on it. "This is for you," he said, but his voice echoed like it came through a tunnel. I asked, "Do you know who it's for?" He said nothing. Rule no. 6 flashed in my head. If he doesn't ask for your name, don't take it. I refused, shut the door. But the moment I turned back inside, that very package was sitting on my living room table. I didn't even take it. At midnight, I heard drums from the woods behind the house. At first, I thought maybe someone was having a party, but no, these drums were rhythmic, like a ritual. I grabbed my Bible, flipped to Psalm 91, and began reading aloud, but the drums grew louder. I looked out the window. A pale woman's figure floated between the trees, her neck twisted backwards. She paused and looked straight at me. I hid and read louder. On the 5th night, I was writing when a child's voice echoed from the basement. "Help, help me, please." My heart stopped, but the diary was clear. Never open the basement, no matter what. I turned off the lights, but the voice grew louder. "I'm alone. Save me." Then it changed, a man's voice, then a woman's, then screams coming from every wall in the house. The basement knob started to shake on its own. I grabbed my phone to call someone, but the screen showed, "Too late, now we know you." The storm raged outside, thunder cracked, rain poured on the roof like fingers tapping. I opened the diary and noticed a hidden section, a fold between pages, carefully concealed. Inside was an old black and white photo. The same house, family standing in front of it. A man, a woman, and a small child. But in the corner stood another figure, tall, shadow-like, floating above the ground. Beneath it, a line. "We never left, we just wait for someone new." Under that, a handwritten note hastily scribbled. "If you're reading this, you're not in the rule-following phase anymore. You're in the test phase." Test? I didn't understand. Was I just a tenant? Or something else? Then, the phone rang again. 2:33 a.m. unknown. A new message on screen, the first time it ever happened. "We warned you, Patrick." What terrified me wasn't the message. It was the image, my photo on screen. But no one had ever taken that picture. And behind the screen, a face. Not mine, but just like me. The same face that smiled in the mirror. The same one hidden behind the last page of the diary. Then a voice this time, not from outside, but inside my head. "Welcome home, real Patrick.